What's going on, guys? Steve Pulaski back with another video review, this time of Hidden Figures, the brand new drama starring Tahari P. Henson, Octavia Spencer, and Janelle Monáe. Great to have you with me, guys. This has been a while since I've been doing these video reviews. I mean, I think it was like 3-4 years ago when I last started doing these on a regular basis. But a lot of people want them, a lot of people have requested them, and I think a lot of people want to hear my thoughts on a film without having to read a full review, or they just want the quick kind of Cliff Notes thoughts, which is cool, absolutely fine. That's why I'll be making these videos as supplemental or companion pieces to my written reviews, at least of films that I see in theaters. You will not, I repeat, not get my full opinion in this video review. If you want my full opinion, you can read my review on Influx Magazine. You might even be watching live on the site right now. Or, in addition, you could read my review on SteveTheMovieMan.ProBoards.com. But for now, we're going to talk briefly about Hidden Figures, the brand new Theodore Melfi film, who directed St. Vincent a couple years ago, the Bill Murray drama. As stated, this stars Taraji P. Henson, Octavia Spencer, and Janelle Monáe, three women that were really the backbones of NASA in the early 60s. These women were numbers crunchers. These women were mathematicians. These women were all-out geniuses, walking computers that really helped NASA run and launch two of its biggest space shuttle missions in the early 1960s, a time when the U.S. was competing heavily with Russia to try and be the first country to launch a shuttle into space and eventually on the moon. So these women are instrumental to the NASA organization. The only problem is they're not even recognized as equal to their white counterparts. These women of color, they're African American women, they're treated like second-class citizens. They're given separate water fountains, separate bathrooms, separate coffee pots, and just really kicked down at every chance that they can get. Every time, I think it's Janelle Monáe's character that says, every time we try to get ahead, they move the finish line. And you really see it here. This is a great movie, at least, that shows just, gets down to the nitty-gritty of the ugliness of discrimination during the Civil Rights 1960s era America. This real ugliness that, penetrated the Deep South and the way that these, African Americans were treated and just kicked around. So, I mean, if nothing else, this film really shows that level of discrimination well and thoughtfully. The problem, I think, is a lot of people are going to be really, entranced with this movie. Because of the fact that we don't see movies like this often, and it's good if people consider this, or look at this like a feel-good movie. I definitely think this is a crowd pleaser. That's awesome. You know what I mean? That's a feeling we should come out of movies with more, even a little bit. You know what I mean? Feel good. Some movies like that, you want to feel good. You come out of this is definitely one I think a lot of people will. The problem is, though, at the end of the day, is that you don't. Because of that, because we don't get a lot of movies about, women of color, women in general, or African Americans, we have a tendency to look at those couple things and not really judge the movie as a whole. In a biopic based on a true story sense, this is a pretty standard movie. I mean, it's got the emotional pathos throughout the whole thing, the orchestra, the Hans Zimmer, Pharrell Williams orchestra, which is too much Hans Zimmer and not enough Pharrell Williams. That all those little cues that tell you what to feel, when to feel it, you know what I mean? And it's a movie that tries to really, focus on the entirety of events without getting very specific, and it comes through when Taraji P. Henson winds up meeting this guy and eventually marrying him. That's a relationship that's totally undeveloped and first and foremost doesn't even need to be in the film. It's a good film, definitely recommendable in a lot of regards. Like the actresses, three actresses do a great job. Kevin Costner does some decent supporting work, but this is Henson, Spencer's, and Monáe's film above anybody's. And I definitely do like, too, the way that at least some moments of discrimination are presented, because they really get down to, how you should feel and just really articulated well in a way that's just peels back and looks at the human interest side of things. So out of 4 stars, Hidden Figures gets a 2.5 out of 4 or a C+ on Influx Magazine scale. Thanks to all for watching this little video review. Remember to check out my written review. I know a lot of people have been requesting these video reviews. Shout out to Ryan. So I'm going to start giving them to you, hopefully on a regular basis, of movies I see in the theater. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.